Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Weenie Hut Juniors from SpongeBob in Minecraft, block for block, step by step. In this tutorial, I will also show you how to make the interior as well. Fun fact, I'm hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. Leave a comment down below if, where and when you manage to spot me. The first person to get it right will have their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build. I would highly recommend copying this grid into your world if you are building this somewhere specific. To find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count to the right, find the fourth block, and that is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 2 stone blocks on top of each other. 1, 2. Then place a sideways facing stone stairs. To the right, place an upside down stair. On top, a stone slab, which we will extend right by 2. 1, 2. Place an upside down stair underneath. Then 1 to the right. Place 2 stone extending down to the ground. Place cherry buttons in front of these stone blocks. Place magenta concrete behind the stone blocks as well. You can extend the magenta concrete up one and place cyan stained glass pane extending inwards from those blocks. To the right, we will place a magenta concrete, and then looking down at the ground, we will place 2 magenta concrete extending back and to the right. 1, 2, and then extend back by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place 2 more extending back and left. 1, 2, and extend left by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place 2 more forwards and left and extend forwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then connect back by placing 2 magenta concrete forwards and right. I think that now is a pretty good time to remove all of the grass and grid and whatever else might be inside of our weenie hut. I am using stripped, warped, hyphae? I don't think I've ever pronounced or even read that word before out loud, ever. The point is, I found this to be the best match for the floor. Alternatively, warped planks also works, and kind of sort of lime terracotta, but it just wasn't quite right. But there's a few different options if you don't want to use a block that I can't even pronounce. Next, we want to place an additional row of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magenta concrete extending up on top of our base layer of concrete. We do also want to extend across the top of the entrance, like this as well, and then we can just continue on and extend every single other block up, however you'd like to do it. Once we have placed all of our magenta, we can then place 5 layers of smooth quartz block directly on top of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once again, you can extend it up however you'd like. I seem to like to go left to right for the longer rows and then just extend the single blocks up individually, but maybe you have your own method. once you have placed your 5 rows of smooth quartz, we have the incredibly fun task of extending the entire quartz row, 1 row outwards, if that makes sense. I'm not certain that it does, but I think that it's easier to see visually what you have to do rather than whatever I just said. So we are going to start off by extending the entire bottom row out like this, and then on the big flat sides of the build, we are going to extend the entire flat portion forwards, except for the top row, in which we will just extend pretty much every other block than these end ones. So let's start off by working on each one of the big 4 flat sides, and we just extend every block except these 2 top corner ones. Perfect. So now that we have done that, we can extend the corners up a little bit. So the method for doing this is rather simple. On top of these blocks here, we will place 1, 2, 1, 2. Just like that. And, well, that's all there is to it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. Although, it does go a little bit deeper than that, as on each one of the 4 flat sides, we will, starting on the left, place 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz blocks, leave a gap, and then place 2, like this. And we want to do this on every single side. 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2. And I think that that is every single one of the sides. So, as you can see, that is looking pretty good. Now, the next thing we will do is grab purple. So if I had more room in the inventory, I would have the 4 blocks, but I'm using slabs. And basically, on each one of the 4 sides, we are going to place 3 purple blocks. So I'm going to have 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And I'm pretty much just going to copy roughly this onto every side. Honestly, I kind of do this at random, and that's pretty much all we're going to do. So, of course, Weenie Hut Jr.'s is basically a big, giant frosted cupcake, and it just has sprinkles on it / in it. So that's what we're adding. So once you've done that on each one of the sides, you might very well want to add 1 or 2 into the corners. So I'll have 1 in that corner and then kind of 1 to balance it out on this back corner. There is also, we have not filled in the roof. Let's fill the roof in with smooth quartz block. And on top of here, the reason why I only have the slab blocks, I'm just going to add some random sprinkles. And once again, this is almost at random, really. It is at random, it's not almost. Something like that I think is fine. I don't want too many, I don't want too few. You can barely see them unless you get like at the right sort of altitude. And that's just fine for me. Next, we are going to make, and I'm not sure if this is his actual name, but I have dubbed him so, Mr. Weenie. To begin, we will place a terracotta here, with a lime terracotta on top, and we will place bamboo signs around the lime terracotta. Mangrove fence here, fence gate here, and here. Then we will extend the terracotta down by 3. 1, 2, 3. We will flip down a dark oak trapdoor here, and place a polished blackstone slab here. Dark oak trapdoor here, and then it's actually easy if we build ourselves some scaffolding. And we will place a dark oak trapdoor here. Well, actually it wants to flip down, but regardless, we'll get there in the end. This isn't going well. And we want to place a polished blackstone slab in this position here. So these are the legs and the feet. We can just destroy the scaffolding now, or at least that portion of it. Next, we will place a dark oak trapdoor here and here. On this side, we want another one that flips down, and once again, I think it might just be a little bit easier with a bit of scaffolding. Okay, perfect. And then underneath this, we actually want to place a flipped down pale oak trapdoor. So that is arm/hand number 1. And arm/hand number 2 is just on this opposite side, of course. And we want to place a flipped up dark oak trapdoor here with a flipped up pale oak trapdoor on top. And there we go. So that is most of Mr. Weenie. Next, we are going to place a pale oak shelf here, 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 and here. And now that we have done that, we are going on what can only be described as a banner making montage. Throw down a limb, open it up. The first set of banners we will make are just the letters to write out Weenie Hut Jr.'s. So, white banner, red dye, the first letter is W. This is a chevron pattern. Put white dye in there, apply the base indented pattern, red dye back in, apply pale dexter and pale sinister. Next is E. This is pale dexter, chief, fess, and base. Next is N. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, and bend. Next is I. This is simply the pale pattern. Next is H. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, and fess. Next is U. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, and base. Next is T. This is chief and fess. Next is J, which is a letter I oddly don't make often. Pale sinister and base. Next is R. This is pale dexter, chief, and then bend. And lastly is S. So chief, base, and bend. And I'm just going to arrange these. You know what? It would actually just be easiest to apply these to the build. So the reason that we have these pale oak shelves is because we cannot write the word weenie without having to either extend the front of the build or extend through Mr. Weenie, which I'm not willing to do. So W, E, E, N, I, E, drop down here, H, U, T, J, R, S. So unfortunately this is a bit of a compromise, but honestly, I mean, I think it still looks pretty good. Next, we are going to make a star banner, so crack open the loom, throw a yellow banner in there with magenta dye, and apply the fess pattern. Put yellow dye in there with the flower charge banner pattern, and apply it. Then, put magenta back in, and apply chief, and base, then put yellow back in and apply the lozenge pattern. Perfect. We are just going to hold on to that for now, as we can actually make the Mr. Weenie banner, which is a white banner with black dye. We apply the pale dexter and pale sinister pattern. We then place red dye in there and apply the per fess inverted pattern. Put brown dye in and apply the fess pattern, and that's all there is to it. The star banners go here, here, and here, just like this. And Mr. Weenie goes right here. And, well, that's all there is to it. With the entire outside of the build complete, we can now head inside and work on the interior. To begin, we will place a backwards facing mangrove door over here in this corner. We will then place a row of magenta concrete extending across the bottom. Place 1, 2 concrete here and 1, 2 here. And then fill in between these rows with light blue concrete. We will then place an additional 1, 2, 3 rows of magenta concrete like this. And then starting here, we will place a white wall. Right of this, a purple wall. White wall, magenta, purple, white, magenta. And we will extend each one of these blocks 2 rows upwards, just like so. Then leave a gap of 1 from underneath where the blue concrete is, and place a row of yellow, just like this. place a warped fence here and here with a warped pressure plate here. Next, we will place a pale oak pressure plate here, stack some light grey candles here, and a polished andesite stair here, leather here, glass block here, light grey carpet on top. Next, we will place a warped fence here with an oak pressure plate on top of it. Leave a gap of 1 and then place a warped stair. Extend left. End rods in front. Cherry stairs on the opposite side with light grey carpet on top of the end rods. Then on this opposite wall here, we will place a light grey concrete with polished upside down andesite stairs left and right. Crimson button here. Next, we will place a leather here, item frame here, music disc here, which I'm actually going to turn this way. Then 2 bamboo fence here and here, connect them together with a fence gate, stick a pale oak sign here. Then we are going to add a layer of blue terracotta for the ceiling. So this is directly above the wall line that we placed earlier. And we should just have this. And then there's like a bunch of ice cream cone lights hanging down from the ceiling, which sounds weird, but basically the only thing that I can emulate them with is pointed dripstone. So 1 here, gap, 1 here, gap, 1 here, and the same on the opposite side. So 1 here, here, and here. Alternatively, you can just leave it, or maybe we can place buttons instead, but these are the closest things to ice cream cones that we have. And, well, I mean, they drip a little bit, but that just adds to the charm. Next, we will place some paintings on the wall, sir. So there's going to be 1 painting here, a 1x2. I personally prefer Pinocchio. In this corner here, we want a 1x1, so it doesn't really matter to me which one. That one's fine. And another 1x1 here as well. And I prefer a more colourful one. The kebab isn't bad. Now, I don't think that this tutorial is complete until I show you how to make one of these server robots. The only issue is they don't really fit in here that well, but we'll make one anyway. So, I'm going to place a row of 1, 2, 3 light grey concrete right here, with an anvil on top, levers left and right of the middle block, which we are positioning down. We can remove the bottom light grey concrete block, and in its place, we want a grindstone positioned this way. Now, last detail, throw down limb, open it up, place a light grey banner in there with lime dye and apply the pale Dexter and pale Sinister pattern. Then, put white dye in there and apply the base pattern. Put light grey dye in there and apply the Bourgeois pattern. And there you go. Now we have a friendly server robot, which again doesn't quite fit, unfortunately. Like, the only way that it kind of would fit is if we removed a row here, if we added a row of light blue concrete here. You know what, guys? I think that that's actually a vast improvement. That's it. This should be 1 row lower, and that does bother me a little bit, but I think that actually looks awesome the way it is. I think that, okay, this is what I recommend doing. Just build him behind the counter there. That's, I love that. And with that final detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our Weenie Hut Juniors into our city. Now, I know that this is boring and a little bit anticlimactic, but Weenie Hut Juniors has to go in storage, quite fittingly, I think, next to the Salty Spittoon. The plan is to gather a sufficient amount of SpongeBob related builds, and then make my very own Bikini Bottom in the city, which will probably end up roughly here. But until then, you may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labeled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Mini City. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.